Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing great. So right now it is 11:20 p.m. and today we will be starting our topic of IELTS, right? We would be talking about this exam and what exactly we are expected to do in this exam. So as I discussed with you yesterday that this exam is regarding your qualification to enter in some other country. And when you move to some other country, one thing you have to keep in mind that you should be able to speak the language of that respective country. For instance, if you move towards Europe, what's happened there that you need to be aware of European languages. Because see, the thing is, I got selected in one of the Italian universities, which is Padua University. So while I was going through the criteria, I knew that my subject would be in English taught, right? It would not be an issue for me to study there. But the issue would be when I will try to get into the social life of Europe. That is why I was going through the phase of Italian language also. But today, before directly starting our topic, I would like to ask you the simple question that what do you understand by the language in the first place? What do you think language is all about? So simply you can answer here that language is a kind of tool which we use to communicate. Now let's talk about the fact that how we are going to use this tool in real life. Before doing any form of communication, one thing that you should be aware about is the rules that you must follow. Otherwise, whatever you say could be taken as misinformation or wrong information. For example, if you say a sentence of past tense in future tense by using the grammar of future tense, right? So you will just confuse the other person. So that's the first thing. Now the second thing is how you would exercise the language in the first place. For example, you know all the rules, right? But the thing is you haven't tried the language, so you would not be able to do it, right? Now in this today's class, I would like to give you few of the tips that you can use to actually excel in this listening section. Basically, there would be 4 sections. Let me mention it here and then I'll talk to you about that. Now see, not just for the IELTS, for any language, you have 4 sections to deal with. So mark my word, for any language. What these 4 sections are, it is listening, reading, speaking and writing. Based on these 4 sections, you deal with any language. Even if you talk about Hindi also, you listen in Hindi, you read Hindi, you speak Hindi, then you write Hindi. Now what we have here is, these 2 sections of listening and reading are basically known as your receptive skills. Why? Because what you are doing here in these 2 skills is you are receiving the information. For example, if you are listening something, suppose to a song itself. Now see, the thing is, this song wants to convey some message to you, right? And you are at the receiving end to receive the information. And similarly, if you talk about reading, suppose we are reading a paragraph. So what you are doing here is you are again gaining the information from that paragraph because this paragraph wants to tell you something. But when you come to the speaking and writing, there you are doing something different. For instance, in speaking, you are saying something, right? You are making a sentence, you are making a meaningful sentence, not just a sentence, meaningful sentence. So that is what you are doing in speaking. And in writing also, you are writing something, are making some meaningful information again in the writing form. So the form is changing, but again you are producing the information. So that is why this is known as productive skills. But in today's video, we would be specifically talking about listening section of IELTS. What happens here is, you have 30 minutes in the exam to complete this task. So in this 30 minutes, you would be having 20 minutes to deal with the audio and then the 10 minutes would be given to you to transfer your answer, right? Or either you can do it simultaneously also. I would be giving you few sources from where you can practice it, but just try to understand the criteria first. So in this audio, there would be some kind of conversation happening between 2 people, between an organization or whatever it is. The situation could be anything, but a conversation would be happening. And similarly, there would be a sheet of paper in which few questions would be there in the form of fill in the blanks or match the following or whatever it is. The difficulty level will keep on increasing from the first question to the 40th one. Now guys, remember this thing. This is a very important note that out of all these 4 sections, this could become a very difficult task for you. Why? Because if you are not having a laser focus while dealing with this section, then you could completely destroy your paper. How? Because the one thing is there that they don't repeat audio. You don't have that any kind of help there to repeat the audio. So it would be a one-time event for you and you have to listen it very carefully and you have to answer it. That is why I also wonder that how I got a 9 out of 9 band in this section, because this could be the most troubled one, right? So guys, now as far as the tips are concerned, in order to deal with the listening section or the IELTS itself, I would like you to first think about this. If you will think in English then everything will get sorted out. So you have to start thinking in English, right? Try to do the mirror talk right? Go in front of the mirror, speak on whatever you feel like. Right now, see, I am also doing the same. Just the thing is, I have practiced it more. Otherwise, I am also making a lot of mistakes. While recording this video, the same section of the video I am repeating. Why? Because there are few errors I am making. This video is not just going like that, right? But the thing is, I am doing it in English only, right? That's the more important part here. So that will inculcate the habit of speaking or listening or doing everything in English. Okay, the other tip is, you should listen English song. Try to watch English movies. I would definitely recommend you few movies, and that too from the animation side. See, I've observed this. If I compare the Hollywood movies, the normal ones, with these animated ones, I have always seen that in animated ones they have a great story, right? I agree with the fact that non-animated ones also have great story, great VFX, everything is there, but I love watching this animated. I would definitely recommend a list here. So if you haven't watched them already, just try to give a shot to that. Yeah, one more thing, do it with subtitle, right? Subtitle is very important. You should be able to understand the movie with this subtitle and or without taking too much pauses, right? You take it whenever you feel like, but you have to just develop that habit. Watch them in one go. It would demand for your senses, right? Yes, the other thing what you can do here is listen to the podcast like Satguru podcast. This guru is of Isha Foundation, if you don't know about him. So he has a YouTube channel. Yeah, what you can do here is just listen to those motivational talks, or even you can choose any other sort of entertainment you feel like. But just remember, English is the core we are looking for. So I was doing this, so that is why I'm suggesting you for the motivational videos. And one more thing, if you haven't watched this beautiful series of Sherlock Holmes, if in case you haven't, and you are practicing for IELTS exam or you are doing something like that, then I would definitely recommend you to watch this series, because in this series the level of English these guys are using is actually commendable. Sherlock Holmes is such an amazing series, right? I can watch it like any number of times. You have to fill mind with English. This is the only way in which you can improve English. Keep on listening, keep on listening. It will just design your brain in that way. For me, there would be some mistakes I would be doing, but the thing is, you have to get the confidence of making the mistakes. See, so the thing is, be confident of making the mistakes, right? That is not a problem. The problem is not trying. So there is this say that don't be afraid of making mistakes, but be terrified of not trying. While doing all of that, the other tips that I told you, do one thing, just take a simple practice set, and what you have to do is, there is a channel on YouTube with the name of IELTS Made Easy. Do follow that channel, subscribe to it, and just observe they are putting various tests every day, right? So as far as the listening or any other section is concerned, but in listening you have a lot of tests. So do a thing, just mark 1 to 40 numbers on your notebook and then listen to the audio that is played over there, and just try to answer. And at the end of that, just try to make a circle and give yourself marks accordingly, right? So how much you are getting out of 40, and just keep on doing that and see after a few days what is the improvement you are having, right? I also practiced from there, a lot of sessions I did. So yeah, it was going great. With this, let's end the session and see you in the next one. I hope it helps, and please forgive me if some mistakes I make. Bye. Take care.